I feel kind of like trapped between all of this electronics here. Today when I was journaling, I was like, I really just want to bring my paintings to somewhere that is not a sketchbook, because I've been feeling like even though I love painting on my sketchbook and it's so freeing, it almost feels like I am shying away from putting the work out there. Like it's really easy to draw something, I'm happy or not happy, and then kind of close it, the sketchbook. But like facing, like if I had a canvas of something that I'm working on and then I see it like right there, I put it up in my room or something, then I don't know, I think I kind of want that experience right now. Like facing how it feels to look at something I create on a painting. So I've sketched something based on this that I want to bring to a canvas. So I am going to do that today. I decided that I'm going to do one extra step before I grab a canvas to draw this or to paint this. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use the sketch that I did, kind of like the composition, and I'm going to do a quick painting. I'm going to try to be quick. So I'm just going to grab like a bigger brush, and I just want to see kind of like laid out what I envision from like the composition and like the background. But I think that, oh my gosh, I don't know if I should do this with gouache or if I should go with the soft body acrylics, which is what I want to use for the actual canvas. No, I think I'm going to stick to the gouache, because otherwise I know myself and I'm going to make it like nice and all of that. So no, I'm going to stick to the gouache because it's the one thing that I find that is the easiest for me to kind of like work quickly with. But yeah, I want to try. Oh, wow, you cannot see at all the sketch, but I showed it to you with the other camera. I want to try to do that before I jump on the canvas. And I have a thin canvas. I'm not going to use like a big canvas. I'm going to use like, it's not too big. I'll show it to you later. But yeah, I just wanted to share that extra step that I'm going to add here, just to kind of like visualize what colors I want to use for that background. I changed the coffee mug. I want either a butterfly or like a dragonfly there. Just because. And I want to add a couple things. Anyways, that's what I want to try. And then I'll go to the canvas hopefully today. I want to do it today. That's my goal. Okay, I'm promising myself that I'm going to do it today. So I did a good job at keeping it quick. And I'm glad I did this, because what I realized is that I am not happy with like the colors that I'm thinking about. And of course, these are not the accurate colors either. And I think with watercolor, or like wash when it's like really watered down like this. It's really hard to get like that saturation that I'm looking for. But either way, I think that I do want to like go grab like actual objects of the colors that I want to use in this painting if I'm going to do it on a canvas. So, I mean, I could just go around and like grab, you know, like this and get the mixing of my colors to a place where I like them, where they're as close as the object that I have in front of me. Or maybe even with color pencils. Maybe I can do that with color pencils. Maybe I'll just do it here with color pencils. Okay, so I'm really glad I did this. I ended up going with the color pencil option. And this is, okay, let me put this up. And this is what I ended up with. And what I did was that I painted a little swatch sample of the colors that I want to use here. And I'm glad I did this because, let me see if I put this down. I don't know if you can tell, but like I went in after it because this is color pencil and I can't really layer much. But what I did was that I went around with the coral pinky color and I love how that was coming through. So I think this is showing me or telling me that that is the underpainting that I want to use, the color. So I'm going to paint the canvas in that coral and that's going to be my first step. And then I also notice here that, I don't know if you can still see this, but I made the person a lot bigger and I really like that a lot better. So the person taking more of the space of the canvas. Perhaps I'm even going to move them up a little bit, maybe not so low, so that I can get a little bit more of this pattern here that I wanted to add a little pattern there. We'll see what comes through. I don't know if I'm going to end up doing the butterfly or dragonfly. I think I will like something like this better there, like a little water bottle or something like that. And maybe if I see that I can add the butterfly or dragonfly, like kind of like on the side of that, I will add that. But yeah, I'm thinking this is what's up. Like this is a good idea of like the direction that I want to go. We'll see how it turns out. First color is up. It's definitely more saturated than what I wanted. But I don't mind it. I'd rather have this saturation and like instead of the opposite, instead of having like a lighter color that maybe is not going to show through. Let's see, it's still drying. But, well, yeah, more. It's also a color pencil. It's never going to be the same as paint on a canvas. It's not the same finish. This has a little bit of shine. So overall, I'm happy with the color I was able to mix. I'm adding a little green to this. I wanted a little more green. But I wanted a little muddy, so I think I'm gonna add a little bit of red. Do I have red here? Nope. Well, actually I'm not using red. I'm using carmine. What is this, like a magenta? Sorry, that took forever. A magenta. can't tell. It's definitely a little more gray, which is kind of what I want to go for. So I'm just gonna add a little water because I think I want texture when I paint it here. Like, I kind of want you to see that it has multiple layers. Of paint. Before Vienna starts barking at me because I left her in the other room. So I'm working on my painting that you have seen. And there's multiple things that I want to do to it. So the first thing is that I did this border thinking that that's what I wanted, but I don't think that's what I want. There's way too much going on there. So I think I'm going to do something here so that it looks a little bit more like that, like this green. And once I'm there, I'm going to see if I like that or if I go back to like old dark, because that's how I had it before. If I don't like that, I think I want to do like a dark wash to all of this so that it's more like in these tones, so that she kind of like comes to the surface more. It is at a stage right now that I don't like it, right? Because of this, whatever is going on here. I do like the shape of that, and I like that, but I don't like the colors. Oh, also I'm missing the face, and I'm really nervous about that part too. I almost kind of wish I didn't add a face just because it'll be a little more intriguing, I think. I don't know, I'm nervous about the face. But what I wanted to say, the reason why I wanted to talk here is because it is at a stage right now that I don't necessarily like. And I have this feeling of like, okay, I want to go out and do a couple things because I've been in the house this whole week, only left on Tuesday, and today is Friday. And did I leave anywhere else? I don't think I did. And I'm a homebody. But even for me, sometimes it's like, you need to get out. You need to go do something, see people, see other things. And I'm feeling it right now. I have like this energy in me, like almost like palpitations, like when you have too much coffee. I was supposed to go to a class, like a workout class yesterday, and I completely forgot about it. And so those are kind of like my outings. And I didn't even do that yesterday. And also I didn't burn any energy yesterday or, since Tuesday, other than like the stretching stretching that I do here, and maybe walking the dogs to the backyard, which is not even an actual walk. Anyhow, I'm feeling like my body's asking me to move, and I'm like hot. And yeah, I know when my body's asking me to like just move. You have way too much energy because you've been sitting for too long. And I'm still not bringing my point across. This is at a stage where I don't like. There's this part of me that it's almost like I fear that someone is going to see it at this stage and it's just going to judge it. It's like almost like I can't leave because I need to fix that thing that I don't like. And I know because this is like the first painting that I do on a canvas, a painting that I like, that I have like a vision for, or at least that I feel like it's moving me. Because I had a vision, of course, you saw the sketches, but it's also been like evolving. The painting has been talking to me too. Like, what does she want? My mom said something very interesting, which I 100% agree with. She said, I am more and more intrigued about the mystery that surrounds the characters you paint. And I agree. I think I mentioned that in another video. Like, one of the reasons why I've been loving painting people is because I feel like they're kind of like talking to me, like they want to come through. And yeah, it's been very interesting to witness that. But I wanted to share how I feel, and like this feeling and yeah, thought that someone is going to see it and like it's going to, and no, like literally no one is going to see it, but I still have this feeling about it. And so this morning I was writing on my journal and I wrote, just remember to have fun. It's a painting. There's no way you can ruin it because you can paint over it. Like, I'm using paint that you can paint over and like you wouldn't even notice. Or if you do, it'll be part of the layers of the painting. Also, the outcome of this painting does not equal or doesn't hold your worth or your identity or anything. It's just a painting. And so I'm trying to hold compassion for myself, like that part of me that is fearful of someone seeing it at this stage and like maybe not liking it or disapproving of it. And also just kind of like giving myself that same encouragement of like, it's okay, it's okay if this painting at the end of the day, whether it's someone that sees it now or when it's done and they don't like it, it's okay, because this doesn't hold your worth. This painting is not who you are. It's a part of me. It's a creation of, maybe not even a part of me, it's a creation that was able to come through me. But there's going to be a million creations that I can bring to life. And so releasing some of that expectation on it is something that, painting has been teaching me, and everything in life has been teaching me. But I think this is why I've been loving this practice. And it's because I mentioned this in the first video that I shared here when I talked about painting and how it feels like it just embraces or like allows all parts of me to come to the table. When I talked about spirituality, I feel like this is the reason why I love what I've been confronting and painting. And it is because spirituality stops being a theory or an idea or something that I read or study, but it's actually the practice of those things. It's the practice of love, it's the practice of compassion. It's the practice of like holding all parts of me. And it moves me because it really is. And it's the energy that I have. I know I need to go move my body because that energy could turn into this, like a lot of emotion. And so I just wanted to share that because it's very real, that feeling of like someone's going to see it and, they're not going to like it. And also, one, it's not done. Two, if it's done and someone sees it and they don't like it, did I enjoy the process? I did. Am I loving having this conversation with this being in this picture? Yes. So I wanted to say that, all of that to get to this point.
I'll keep showing the progress with this. It's probably going to take maybe another day or so. Tomorrow's Saturday, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to paint, or maybe if I'll take a break from it. Yeah, but I love it. I love it so far, even when it's not at the stage that I want. I really love how, I don't know if you can see this, like the layers and like the undertone of the pink is coming through. I really do love that. And I'm also excited to see how like my painting abilities unfold and evolve. Because it definitely feels like, even though I think I wanted that stiffness to this body, and for it to look just like that, like very, um, I'm interested to see how it evolves. So I finished the painting and I have it over here and I wanted to share with you. It's a little bit shiny here, so I don't know if you can see it properly. It was definitely a learning experience. I enjoyed the learning experience. There are things that I would do totally different. Let me just say that again. This was the first painting that I ever did on canvas. Of course, I would do so many things different. But there's one thing that stood out the most for me throughout the process. So besides the actual outcome, so like how it looks, right? Like how it looks, yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, I like it, and there are some colors or some things that now I see and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of like muddy. The skin color, I worked with it like multiple times. Like it probably has like a million layers. I don't know if you can see. I guess in the camera it doesn't look like that, off. But yeah, there are some colors. I mean, overall, I like it, right? The final result. I have no idea how I want to keep drawing or painting my characters. I definitely love painting characters because I feel like they have their own personality. I think I've shared this before. I would actually be very interested in seeing how this same composition looks in a looser style. But honestly, as much as my curiosity wants to go there, I also want to paint so many more things that I'm not sure if I'm actually going to go through it. Like doing a new one in a looser style. I definitely learned a lot about the process itself. I really liked drawing with color pencil, the composition and also like the color value that I wanted to work with. I feel like even though, I feel like moving forward or like in the new painting that I do, I want to bring more color. I love these colors, but it's definitely like I feel comfortable in these colors. I want to be able to be challenged with bringing more hues here and like how would that look and different patterns. But also, I guess what I'm trying to do as well is incorporating my own style, and usually my style is a little bit more simple, I should say, or more minimal. At least when I'm creating something that is like more final, that is going to be always there. Like in my sketchbooks, like I don't care, right? Like I would do a bunch of different things. And in fact, I kind of like doing that in my sketchbook because then there are things that come through like patterns or I mean, patterns mainly, and like the way that maybe some colors like interact with each other that I like, and I find that through that experimentation in that sketchbook. But with a final idea in mind, a final vision in mind, I usually do have an idea of like how I want it to feel like, and there's usually a simplicity to it. And so in this one, I think that I wanted to try, I wanted to try something here. So basically, and multiple people mentioned this, people are having like, this is reminding them of like Egyptian art, which I agree 100%. Like, actually, when I painted her and like the style of the hair, I was like, oh, this is feeling very Egyptian. Anyways, why was I saying this? Yes. Okay, so when I painted her, I kind of feel like she is a modern day sorcerer. Sorcerer. You know what I'm saying? The word that I'm trying to say? I'll probably just put it here. Like a magician. And there's something about what is going on here that it's almost like I'm expecting something to come out of here, like a genie, you know? And so I wanted to maybe try to add like some different symbols here. Remember, I wanted to add a dragonfly or a butterfly, so I thought that maybe I would want to bring something like that. But honestly, I got bored in the process of painting it, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't really want to add more things. But when I see it, I am missing like something like smoky or something coming out of here, like musical notes, but instead of musical notes being like different symbols and things like that. That would have been fun, I think. I wanted to share too. I got this oracle, art oracle, and it's fun because it's just very simple, and I don't really know anything about art. I really don't. Like, when I see something, I know what I like, but if you ask me about names of like different art expressions or even artists, I'm very, very ignorant. And because I am taking my art expression very serious, sorry, this is fun because I get to learn about people. I mean, I probably don't know most of these artists. Like, yeah, I know Le Corbusier, Leonardo da Vinci, of course. But even if you showed me like different paintings of, I don't know, even Da Vinci or like his creations, because he was not only just a painter, right? He was a mathematician, polymath. I would probably know more about that's a lie. I don't know. I don't know most of these people. So I'm excited about this because it's not only giving me a message, I'm learning, which I love learning. And so I was excited about getting this oracle. Okay, I'm just gonna go eat. Yeah, and if you have any questions, any comments, any feedback, I don't know if did I tell you that I struggle with the word feedback? But yeah, if you have anything to say, I'd love to hear you.